Hello everyone, this is Indrajit Ganguly and welcome to your history class. Dear students, in my last two videos I have discussed with you about the slave dynasty, Khaljis and Tughlaq dynasty. Remember students, this is my last video from the chapter 3 of history, that is Delhi Sultanate, and in this video I will discuss with you about the other important dynasties which ruled over the Delhi Sultanate, and also discuss with you about the fall of the Delhi Sultanate and starting of the Mughal era. Remember students, after the death of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, I hope you are familiar with the name of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Firoz Shah Tughlaq belonged to the Tughlaq dynasty, right? So after his death, the Delhi Sultanate rapidly declined. The governors of provinces became independent and the Sultanate of Delhi was confined to a small area surrounding Delhi. In this situation, a Turkish invader named Timur Lenk, I am repeating once again his name, Timur Lenk, Timur-Lang, invaded Delhi in the year 1398 AD. Now the question is, who is Timur Lenk, right? Remember students, Timur Lenk was a Turk, which means he belonged to Turkey, okay? And he claimed that he had a blood relationship with Genghis Khan. I hope you are familiar with the name Genghis Khan. Remember students, Genghis Khan was a Mongol ruler, or we can say Genghis Khan was a Mongol leader. I hope you remember that Mongols are nomadic tribes, and India and basically the Delhi Sultanate was in great fear of the Mongol attacks, right? So Sultan Iltutmish, Alauddin Khalji, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, they took several measures to prevent the Mongol attacks. Okay, so after the fall of the Tughlaq dynasty, the internal weakness of the Delhi Sultanate was completely exposed by Timur Lenk's invasion. Remember students, Timur Lenk's main objective was to seize the immense wealth of Delhi Sultanate. Therefore, the army ransacked and plundered the various towns on the way to Delhi. Afterwards, they entered Delhi and looted it and killed thousands of people. You will be surprised to know that around 90 elephants were used by Timur to carry the precious stones looted during his invasion of India. So I hope you could realize that the only objective of Timur Lenk was to attack India to capture immense amount of wealth. So after this invasion, his desire was fulfilled. Afterwards, Timur appointed Khizr Khan as his deputy before returning to Samarkand. Remember students, Khizr Khan laid the foundation of the Sayyid dynasty. So there was an emergence of the new dynasty in the Delhi Sultanate and the name was Sayyid dynasty. So who is the founder? Khizr Khan was the founder of the Sayyid dynasty, right? Remember students, Muhammad Shah Sayyid and Alauddin Shah Sayyid succeeded Khizr Khan, but both failed to consolidate their positions. So ultimately, Delhi came under the control of the Afghan rule. Remember students, earlier the Delhi Sultanate was ruled by the Turkish rulers. So they are Turkish Muslim, which means these Muslims originated from Turkey. But after the fall of the Sayyid dynasty, now Delhi came under the control of Afghans, and Afghans took over the control of Delhi. Basically, they belong to Afghanistan. That's why they called Afghans. So Bahloul Lodi founded the Lodi dynasty. It is very important for 1 mark question. Remember students, the greatest ruler of the Lodi dynasty was Sikandar Lodi. Okay, what was his great achievement? His great achievement was to found the city of Agra. I hope you are familiar with the name of the city Agra, right? Agra is present day situated in Uttar Pradesh, right? So this famous city was founded by Sikandar Lodi. Clear? And for the first time, he shifted the capital of the Delhi Sultanate from Delhi to Agra. Okay, the Lodhis built tombs in gardens. Okay, you can see this is the picture of Lodhi tomb. Okay, this type of architecture was first used by the Lodhis. This is the tombs, or this is the Lodhi tomb, and these types of architecture, and this tomb is basically situated in a garden. Okay, so these type of architecture was first used by the Lodhis. Later on, these type of architecture used by the Mughals. Sikandar Lodhi was succeeded by his son Ibrahim Lodhi. But during his time, Afghan chiefs and Rajput rulers wanted to assert their independence. During the reign of Ibrahim Lodhi, Daulat Khan Lodhi, who is the governor of Punjab, invited a Central Asian chief, Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur. I am repeating his name once again, Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, to invade India and displace Ibrahim Lodhi. Remember students, Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, he was the ruler of Fargana. Okay, and Daulat Khan Lodhi, who was the governor of Punjab during the time of Ibrahim Lodhi, he invited Babur to displace Ibrahim Lodhi. Babur attacked India in 1526. That led to the historic First Battle of Panipat. And in this war, Ibrahim Lodhi defeated and Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur founded the Mughal dynasty. Okay, so in this way, the Delhi Sultanate declined and there was a starting of a Mughal era. Remember students, the story of First Battle of Panipat was very interesting. So in my today's class, I will not discuss with you the story of the First Battle of Panipat, because in the next chapter, Mughal Empire was there in your syllabus. So when I will start the Mughal Empire, then I will tell you the story of the First Battle of Panipat. So after the defeat of the Ibrahim Lodhi, there was an end of the Delhi Sultanate and starting of the Mughal era. So from 1206 to 1526, this is the era of the Delhi Sultanate. So this 300 long period is generally known as the Delhi Sultanate. So from the 1526, there was a starting of the Mughal era. Zahiruddin Muhammad Babur, he was the founder of the Mughal dynasty. Okay, clear? So this is it for today. In my next classes, I will provide you question answers, activity and class notes. Thank you and have a nice day.